My junior year in high school was the roughest. And no, not because of what you may think. It was more like how do I explain this? Like, imagine the air in here is filled with these microscopic piranha-like bacteria that enter your body when you inhale. They feed on your oxygen in your blood, gnaw at flesh, and basically suffocate you from the inside. But here's the thing though. For whatever reason, they only feed when you're in quiet. I was mostly quiet then. My mom would tell me I needed to sleep at night because I looked tired. If anything was bothering me, I could tell her, but how do you tell a woman whose callous dreams read like Braille that trying to convince the mouth that death is a byproduct of silence is terribly exhausting? Imagine telling this earthquake of woman whose swollen feet forced her into shoes a size bigger to fit all the extra life gave her the support that I was struggling. Nonetheless, every night, alone, in my own quiet, pulling out the growls stuck to my ribs was my struggle to bear, plus who else would listen? Look, when depression works through the body, it homes itself between things, in places hard to reach without cracking bones and emptying parts of yourself unused. And at 16, 17, I was trying to imagine enough shit, so just the thought of breaking, cracking, removing anything anymore would end, could end, almost ended it by freeing myself into a 20-plus pill call for forgiveness, but that's a poem for another day. Anyway, I needed to not be visible, which is slightly different than being invisible. One is taking away sight, the other is choosing not to be seen. And I didn't want to be seen in any light other than spotlight, which led to isolation, which led to quiet, which then woke up the little piranha bacteria effers, and then choke, pointless insomnia. This virus, this depression worked at its own meandering pace. It whispered a slow, bloated oozing, crippling into my bones. When I listened to it, it said to welcome the choke. It said, fall all the timber you can in forests where men climb higher than you, erase the familiar, martyr taste like baptism, strike through all the vowels and sentences that sound of love, no, and give more, no, and insomnia and dark and claustrophobic smile, a blunt ache, searching in agony for a woundless pain, only to find an empty hollowing of who I was supposed to be, despite it all, to mask it all. The air here has stone handles, and in this space everything is heavier. Breathing is a sabotaged heartbeat, and every decision feels like it was forced in conflict. This thing, this stranger face wearing your own features, it takes and wills. It gives nothing of its own body, but asks the body to sacrifice reckless more and no and disappoint and give and ask and more no. And now depleted, I have given so much already. But this is a greedy depression, and it wanted my everything. Reaching at the tender underbelly where I hid my Eden, where I became deconstructed, paralyzed, and dormant. But dormant never stays dormant when doors are meant to be open, regardless of how much they are unhinged. We want them to remain shut. But as I said before, death is a byproduct of silence. And most wars start from quiet, so the peace is in the telling. It will be telling you you are alone, that no one will understand except it. Don't accept it. There are tribes surviving your type of secret who unlock the white noise stitched to your quiet. You aren't alone even in the dark. We will hide behind eyelids to walk you to sleep. The keeping pain to yourself is an empty euphoria. Take the beast out for a walk with the world. It's in the sharing that the stories we've curated will be stretched too thin to hold. They will break, and what's left behind will be the you you've been looking for. Now, I'm not sure what I'm saying in this other than some 30 plus years later, I'm here, and you will be too, turning away the quiet.